You bought flowers or cut them from your own garden. You did everything right, and 2 days later, they're slumped over in the jar of cloudy water that smells like a pond. You think you got a bad batch, but you didn't. Almost every cut flower dies early from the same handful of reasons, and none of them is the flower's fault. They're all things happening in the vase after the cut. Fix these, and the same flowers will give you a week, sometimes two. Welcome back to the farm. Here's the thing. A cut flower is still alive. It's still drinking, still breathing, still trying to do its job. The only thing keeping it going is the ability to pull water up the stem to the bloom. Everything that shortens vase life comes down to one question. Is water still moving freely up that stem, or is something blocking it? Bacteria blocks it, air blocks it, a stem that is sealed over blocks it. Once the water stops moving, the flower starts dying, no matter how fresh it was when you cut it. So everything I'm about to go over with you is really one idea. Keep the water moving. First thing, start with a clean vase. This is one everyone underestimates. Your vase has to be clean, not rinse clean, washed with hot soapy water, scrubbed, and the film from the bottom gone. Here is why it matters so much. The bacteria is the #1 killer of cut flowers. A vase that looks fine to your eye can still have bacteria film from the last bouquet, and then you put fresh flowers in it, and that bacteria multiplies in the water, gets pulled up into the stem, and clogs the channels the flower drinks through. The flower starves for water in a full vase, and this is what's actually happening inside a stem. A cut flower pulls water up tiny channels called xylem. Think of them as a bunch of micro straws running the length of the stem. The bacteria gets pushed into or drawn up those channels, multiplies, and physically blocks them. The flower is trying to drink through clogged straws. That's why it dies in a full vase surrounded by water it cannot reach. Wash it like you'd wash something you're going to eat off of. That's the standard. A clean vase alone will add days to almost any arrangement. What goes wrong if you skip it? You can do every other thing perfectly and still lose those flowers in 48 hours because the bacteria was waiting in the vase before the stems ever went in. If your vases haven't been getting the full scrub, you're not alone. Most people just rinse and think that's enough, but now you know the difference. Next, strip the leaves. There's two moves here and they go together. First, strip every leaf that would sit below the water line. A submerged leaf rots fast, and rotting plant matter is a bacteria factory. No leaves under the water ever. Second, and this is one people miss, recut the stem before it goes into the vase and do it underwater if you can. Here's why. The moment you cut a stem in open air, it starts to draw in air, and that cut end begins to seal over. Both block water from moving up. A fresh cut made underwater opens a clean channel with no air bubble in it. Cut it at an angle about an inch off the bottom. The angle keeps the stem from sitting flat on the bottom of the vase and sealing itself against the glass. If you skip the recut, the stem end has probably already sealed over or had air drawn up into it. The flower goes into a full vase but can't actually drink. It wilts surrounded by water, and you blame the variety or the heat or the flower itself, and it wasn't any of those things. It was the seal. Remember, it's a straw. A clean, open straw drinks fine. A straw that is pinched shut doesn't. You keep the straw open. Next, get the water and the placement right. Fill the clean vase with cool water, not warm water. Most cut flowers move water best at cooler temperatures. Warm water actually speeds up wilting and helps bacteria grow. Then change the water. This is where almost everyone quits. Every 2 days, dump the water, rinse the vase, and refill it with fresh cool water. And recut the stems just a little bit. The minute the water goes cloudy, the bacteria is already winning. Fresh water resets that clock. When I first started selling bouquets, I gave customers all the info on how I grew the flowers and zero instructions for the vase. I figured the flowers were fresh. That was enough. It's not. Next is the placement. It matters more than most people think. Keep the vase out of the direct sun, away from a heating or cooling vent, and this is a sneaky one, away from your fruit bowl. Ripening fruit gives off ethylene gas, and that gas makes flowers age and drop fast. A bowl of bananas next to your bouquet is quietly killing it. We're in zone 9B. Our house gets a little warmer in the summer, and a vase that's in a warm room dies twice as fast as one in a cool spot. If you're in a cooler climate, you've got more leeway on placement, but the water change rule applies everywhere. Next, skip the myths. You've heard the tricks: a penny in the water, a splash of soda, an aspirin, hairspray on the petals. Skip them all. At best, they do nothing. At worst, the soda feeds the bacteria you're trying to fight. What goes wrong if you follow them? Instead, it gives people a false sense of security, so they skip the water change. That's the real cost. Not that the trick failed, but that it replaced the thing that actually works. The little packet of flower food is real, though, and worth understanding. It's three things: a sugar to feed the bloom, an acidifier to help the stem drink, and a small biocide to fight bacteria. That's it. You can use the packet, or you can do what it does for free. The single most powerful version of flower food is just clean water. Change often. The packet is a convenience. It's not magic. One thing I haven't mentioned yet: different flowers have different vase lives, and it helps to know which is which before you mix a bouquet. Our zinnias and dahlias are workhorses, and they last about a week or more if you treat them right. However, other flowers, like cosmos, are sprinters. 2 or 3 days, they're good. After that, that's max. When you mix a longer lasting with a shorter lasting flower in a vase, the bouquet looks half dead while the other flowers are still going strong. Group similar vase life flowers together and the whole thing ages gracefully. It's just one idea: keep the water moving, start with a truly clean vase, strip every leaf below the water line, and recut the stems under the water if you can. Cool water, out of the sun, away from a fruit bowl. Change the water every 2 days, or the moment it clouds, and skip the myths. Clean water changed often beats every trick out there. Do that, and the flowers you cut or bought will go the distance that they were always capable of doing. Next, I'm starting a series I've been wanting to make for a long time: how we actually keep all our flowers alive on our 1 acre, all season long. The systems I've used to promote plant health and pest control on the whole farm, and they will work for you in your garden. So subscribe, because every video on this channel names a mistake that you didn't know you were making and gives you a real reason it matters from someone who's made that mistake first. The series I just mentioned is coming soon, and you don't want to miss it. In the meantime, if you haven't seen the zinnia harvest video, that one covers the 5-second test that tells you exactly when to cut. I'll link it here. Drop a comment and tell me what flowers you have growing in your garden right now. Remember, I read every single one. And until next time, live life in full bloom.